Coming up on Outsider Information, we talk about love and your job. Can you love your job? Should you love your job? And what we're told by the professional world about how we should feel about working. Welcome back to Outsider Information here on Versify. I am Brandon, and we got a lot to unpack today, so we'll jump right into it. Check out some of our new contributors here on the platform in both of our spaces, and as always, give us a follow if you have not already. Drink of the episode was given to me a long time ago. Very simple, easy to drink, green tea, milk, and honey. Recipe is in the description. All right. So I don't consider this to be a controversial thing to say, so I'm just going to say it. I don't love work or honestly really even like it. If I had an option on the table that said you could get $40,000 a year and do nothing or do my current job for double what I make, which would put me in the six-figure range. For the record, I'm all for wage transparency, but this just right now isn't the format for it. But anyway, not going to lie, my initial reaction is to take the $40,000, and here's why. Is $40,000 a lot of money? In 2024, no, it is not. But I was also a coach for 10 years, and the best year of income I had, I made $26,000. And when I lived out in DC, I survived on, 15 months, $11,000 in income and a car accident settlement to supplement. So if I'm just being given $40,000, trust me, I could make that work. I also gained something that does not have a price tag, which is time and freedom, both of which I could maximize not just for myself, but for others. Notice how when we meet someone, the first thing that we ask is, what do you do for work? Regardless if the place you're meeting this person at has anything to do with your jobs. There's this odd American thought that if you're not working, you're not contributing to society, and I think that's blatantly false and unhealthy. If I had the 8 hours a day back for an entire work week, sheesh, the amount of good that I could do for people would be more than fulfilling, and I could solely focus on myself and my family. Trust me, I've run through this scenario or fantasy in my head plenty of times, and the thought of not working really motivates me more than actual work. Why? Well, work is the textbook example of a transactional relationship, and transactional relationships are exhausting. I spent my entire weekend trying to decompress, which, considering that I sleep well, tells you just how exhausting working is, and then you just repeat the cycle. I even work remotely, so for those people who are trapped in person with marginal jobs and terrible environments, it is a trillion times worse than anything we can ever imagine, and they have to do it. For the most part, we're all at-will employees, so that means that either us, as the employee, or our employer can end the work relationship at any time. You are providing a service, and in return, you're being compensated for it, hence the transactional piece. But obviously, how well you are compensated depends on the work and increases or decreases the threshold of what you are willing to deal with. None of what I'm saying is groundbreaking, but that's the bleak reality of working in America, and on our current trajectories, we're going to all be buried in our cubicles. This is kind of doom and gloom, but I'm going somewhere with all this, so just hang in there with me. Now, I'm sure many of you may be wondering why someone who is hosting a podcast on LinkedIn, currently looking for a job, their next opportunity, future endeavors, would so openly express their lack of desire to work. Isn't that going to be off-putting to future employers? Well, this is where we as a society get burned by our lack of ability to think and process through what we see or hear. How about this? Ask yourself this question right now. If you lost your job tomorrow, which one of these things is going to go through your head first? Oh my God, I'm so devastated I can no longer work at insert company name here. I loved my job so much and I'm nothing without my working title. Damn, I got bills and I need to find a way to get some new income so that I can pay these bills. It's C. Now, that doesn't diminish the feeling of losing your job. However, it's lost. You built relationships, and it's honestly a bit of a blow to the ego. But if your answer is A or B, I'm happy that you're financially secure, but Also, I'm sorry that you don't value yourself beyond your job or your title. When we look at the professional landscape, we really get sold a bag of magic beans as it relates to how our work experience will or should be. Companies that champion balance, family values, and a great culture are also the same ones that expect you to sacrifice yourself for the greater need of the company's benefit if need be. I am living this right now. We've all heard the be a team player speech, the we're in this together, the shared sacrifice, but the reality is it's transactional and it is all for a check. Now, we get goaded into these bad situations because we need jobs, money. It's really the only way to live and survive. And if you push back too much, that's a reason that they could fire you, which in some instances, that's retaliation. So if you're dealing with that, talk to some people because you can't be bitten like that in the workplace. But I say this to say I absolutely get it. When that job, and it's the only way you can survive, you decide to play it safe. But that's all most people are doing is surviving, because if you're miserable, you're struggling with your mental health, struggling financially, shouldn't you desire better for yourself? We should all want to be better for ourselves. And as much as I praise the changes in work culture, I still also see the amount of work that has to be done. And I had to do a lot of this work on myself, intentionally and painfully, as you get to see how some work can zap you of so much of your life force that every aspect of your life is being negatively affected, and your relationships are too. So I ask the question again, can you love your work? Sure, if you really want to, but should you? I'm saying no, because the likelihood is your job probably doesn't love you back in the same way. If you disappeared, the company's probably not going to collapse and your job is going to be posted the next day. You should save love and passion for things that are a little bit less transactional by nature. Love also sets you up for heartbreak. The reason people turn over at their job so much is for this reason. We are wired to invest so much of ourselves because this is what we are taught to do. In order to impress, we need to work hard and be committed. Read my article about the value of hard work and listen to my last pod on institutional knowledge. Your commitment is great and it's one of your hallmarks, but it's also deflating when you're giving way more than what you're getting back in any context. Like a relationship, would you stay with someone who isn't a great partner? They don't help you out much at home. They don't listen to you vent, but expect you to be there for everything when they need it. That is your job. There is no perfect environments, and if you're looking for one, you're going to be looking forever. What I'm encouraging is for people to self-regulate. Balance your priorities, because that is the only way you're going to achieve what you want. There's so many misconceptions about love and passion. I hate how the thought is that because you're doing something for a while, it's because you're passionate about it. I coached for 10 years. I hated it more than I liked it. I was good at it, and jobs kept coming, but I also had enough autonomy to make it work. I'm getting a doctorate in HR. I don't have a passion for the core functions, or honestly, really even people. I find people more fascinating than anything, but I don't really say I have a passion for them. I know people. I can lead people. I can have a positive impact, but rest assured, whatever senior, director, or VP title I have in the future, it will not dominate my life, and I will hopefully let my attitude towards that trickle down to the masses so it doesn't dominate theirs either. What people do, though, is on them, but my expectation as a leader is not that. See this platform on Versify. I own it. I could make something daily if I wanted to, but that's not my goal, and that's not the goal for anyone who is here, hence the model that we put in place so that people could be successful. Another thing is that just because you're good at something doesn't mean you have to monetize it. It's the first place that people go with any skill that they have is, how can I use this to supplement my income? Just know this, money taints the experience, and it creates a situation where you become beholden to a customer base, your own lifestyle, or the almighty dollar. Money's cool, but again, it can expedite falling out of love with something. I love to cook. And at a certain point in my life, I really wanted to go to cooking school. But my mom told me not unless I got a degree from a 4-year college first. They say mom knows best. Had I done that, I might have turned towards hating cooking. And I love to cook. Anyone who's eaten anything that comes out of my kitchen knows I love to cook. Because of that, I'm more than happy not making money off of it. Now, would I ever do like a pop-up stand at a farmer's market? Something small like that? Maybe. But it would be on my terms because I could be endlessly creative. Cooking purely for money, That sounds like a great way to ruin something that I really love and have a passion for. So think about it, right? What is it that you want? It's okay to vocalize that because that's the best way to work towards actualizing it. Do you have love and passion for your job, or do you want to have love and passion for your life? You could have both, but for me, it's easy. But getting to this point took a whole lot of real work to make it easier to project. I don't want to love my job. I want to be good at it. I don't necessarily have to like it, but I certainly don't want to love it. I want to be good. I want to be able to do what I'm supposed to do without a whole lot of issue, and I want to go home. And that should be the goal for all of us. So we're going to get out of here. This one was quick. Maybe I went on a little bit of a rant on that one, but I felt like it was necessary to go down this one, especially as people start prioritizing more and more what they want. Check out more content here on Versify, Media, and Spotify, where we have other creators producing for us, and I'm thrilled to promote them as well. And as always, find us on LinkedIn, give us a follow, and check us out for what we create next. Thanks, and we will see you next time.